This is The Download from Sounds Profitable, your daily source for the essential news in the business of podcasting. I'm Gavin Gaddis. Here's what you need to know for today, Tuesday, May 26th. First up, recapping the podcast show London 2026. It was a busy week in London at the podcast show. I've got a quick rundown of stories from both in and around the event. Sounds Profitable and Sound Insights debuted the Advertising Landscape UK. Alexander Forsyth has a new Podcasting Today opinion piece out this week covering the event. The Podcast Standards Project gathered over 20 people together for an annual meetup and has published a blog covering topics discussed. Analyst Adam Bowie has shared his slide deck and key takeaways from his presentation, Signals in the Static, a data-driven guide to the podcast landscape. Sport Social Podcast Network has an in-depth piece covering the panel Podcasting Beyond Audio and Video, Unlocking the Full Ecosystem, hosted by SSPM Head of Agency Sales, Chloe Yates. Speaking of event coverage, last week's episode of Podnews Weekly Review was recorded live on stage during the conference. Meanwhile, elsewhere in the UK that week, the Audio Academy announced the 2026 ARIAs winners, and YouTube announced a curated podcast homepage for the UK. Next up, MIDAS Spring 2026 Survey. RAJAR, that's the Radio Joint Audience Research, the UK body responsible for measuring audio audiences in the UK, published the spring edition of its MIDAS survey. Over 25% of people in the UK listen to podcasts weekly, a figure that Podnews notes has remained relatively static since the winter 2024 MIDAS survey. Podcasts commanded 6% of adult audiences listening hours, over owned music at 5%, and audiobooks at 3%. Next up, the rest is investing. Clever. Today, Goalhanger announced the launch of Goalhanger Ventures, a new investment and partnership arm that will, quote, back high-quality, creator-led media businesses with potential across video, social, audio, live, and commercial platforms, end quote. The official release notes Goalhanger Ventures' first activity includes equity investment in Invisible Media, as well as funding and strategic support to grow Backyard Cricket. And for our final top story, Spotify is launching creator memberships and AI-generated podcasts. TubeFilter covers Spotify's announcements of memberships, a paid subscription service similar to YouTube's channel memberships. In addition, the personal podcast feature will let users prompt Spotify to generate a custom podcast-style episode with a synthetic voice discussing a topic chosen by the user. Spotify's also announced Articles, a new feature for premium subscribers launching today that provides narrated recordings of over 650 long-form magazine articles. Articles are currently available in English in Spotify markets with audiobook access. Premium users have access to articles using their monthly audiobook allowance, and free users can purchase individual articles for $1.99 each. As for the rest of the news, Audible has debuted an integration that allows active subscribers to link their account and access nearly 700 premium podcast ad-free in Apple Podcasts, including former Wondery Plus titles. Rain News has coverage of Magellan AI's top podcast advertiser rankers from April 2026. Staff at Futuro Media has voted to unionize under the Writers Guild of America East. True Native Media has a new blog on battling podcaster burnout. Spots Now has launched its campaign planner for podcast advertising after nearly a year of research and development. Sport Social Podcast Network is celebrating its wins for Sales Team of the Year and Best Host Read Ad at the Campaign Audio Advertising Awards 2026. And yesterday's episode of PodBiz features FlightPath CEO and founder Sean Howard discussing the challenge of forecasting ad delivery when audience behavior is unpredictable. That'll do it for today. You can find links to everything I just talked about by clicking the link in your show notes, which will take you to today's episode post on soundsprofitable.com, where you can also subscribe to get the newsletter version of the download sent straight to your inbox. The download today was written and produced by myself, Tom Webster, Molly Demillier, and Brian Barletta. For Sounds Profitable, I'm Gavin Gaddis, and we'll see you tomorrow.